Okay, hopefully this is working. Is this working? Oh, well, I'm just going to go with this and pretend that it's working right now. And if not, I'm making myself a huge fuel like always. So let's just go with this. Now, folks, as it states here, this is my very first live stream. And if it is not coming across properly, I do apologize. It's probably not. I'm probably messing this up. Well, hello everyone. It is me, Scott. I'm attempting, hopefully, my very first live stream here. I have no idea if this is working. Hopefully, my very first live stream here. I don't think it's working, but like I said, I'm just going to go with it right now to see if it's working. I do apologize. Like I said, this is my first time. I'm trying all this different software, and it's not really indicating that I'm having any luck with this right now. Oh, there we go. We got a couple right there. Cool. So it is working, right, guys? I hope so. Like I said, this is my first time. So, what do you guys want to talk about? And like I said, I hope this is working. I've never done this before. I'm used to doing everything pre-recorded. Hey, Boogie Man, how's it going? You guys got any questions for me out? This seems really weird because there's a delay, and I feel like I'm not doing something right. So I do apologize. Yeah, I'm using this software. What is it called? OBS Studios. And I have no clue if there's a delay or not. So I do apologize. Eventually, if this is a success, eventually I'm sure I will get better at it. I'm sure I'll figure it out. You know, we all have to crawl before we learn to walk, I suppose. The Boogie Man just finished the Lord of the Rings movies. I've never seen a single one of those yet. And AZTMS, you want to talk about Halloween? Well, of course. I think we all want to talk about Halloween. Yeah, you type, I guess, right there. I'm probably doing it backwards, but right there in the corner. Hey, William Jones, how you doing? You know what? I gotta hide some of. I'm seeing myself like 3 times, and I gotta hide this. So, like I said, this is new to me. So yes, what new mask do I have? Oh, what new mask do I have my eyes on? That's a good question. I'm like all of you guys out there. I'm probably looking at like, okay, the Dead Ringer. I've got, my eyes on, of course. I'm always looking at what Terry's doing. I'm always looking at what, Nag Mask is doing. I'm even looking at Death Studios quite a bit. So it's kind of like I'm looking at them all right now. So I'm seeing so far, obviously talking about Halloween. I would imagine you guys want to discuss the new Halloween that no one has seen yet. Am I correct? Trying to catch up with what everybody's saying here. Yeah, that's what it seems like. Well, so Scott, no Loomis, right? From what I understand, And this is actually, I mean, if you guys, have you gone to like the Halloween daily news? I feel like I have to talk really loud. I don't know why. I've got a microphone right here. If you guys have been keeping up on like the Halloween daily news or probably any other website, from what it sounds like, there's not going to be a Dr. Loomis, because even Nick Castle states that this is supposed to be 40 years later. And chances are, if Dr. Loomis were actually, if Donald Pleasance were alive, he would be retired by now, and I just don't see that happening. But however, what it does seem to be, from what I am reading, that there might be a character that's somewhat based on the Dr. Loomis, like a someone who was falling in his fields. I mean, my question is that I'm thinking about, what the hell has Michael been doing for 40 years? That's the question that I've got going on in my head. Has he just been hanging around, you know, at Nichols Hardware, wait for that great mask to pop up? I don't know. Austin wants to do a collab about that with me. Well, you guys should do it. The Creature from the Black Lagoon would definitely be a great piece to have, especially if you've got a decent one. And I would love to see more and more of those. Actually, I'd love to see more and more of the old Universal monsters, you know, the calendar monsters from, you know, the Don Post. I mean, we don't have Don Post, but let's face it, Tots loves to basically recreate a lot what Don Post had, not to mention other novelties as well. I would definitely love to see more of those. Especially, I would love to see the Phantom of the Opera, a really great sculpt of Phantom of the Opera. What is up, Scott? I'll just spell it out. DRODZ Gaming. How's it going, man? Am I missing anything else? Just making sure. I'm just scrolling through. I don't think so. So is this really screwing up at all? Are you guys seeing this clearly? Is the audio lagging or anything like that? Because I'm trying to make sure I have that all, you know, set up properly. Chances are it's messed up pretty bad. Mr. Hyde mask, universal version, so cool. Really? Trick or Treat Studios is actually making a few Don Post masks, if that makes sense. Yeah, it does. I mean, they seem to be capitalizing quite a bit off of Don Post. There's no doubt about that. I mean, if I was in their shoes, I would try to do the very same as well. Awesome. Thank you, Lewis. I appreciate it. You know, because the way they talk about it here on YouTube, and I'm sure a lot of you may do some research as well. They first, on one hand, they say, oh, everything you have, a basic phone is perfect for live streaming and everything else. But then again, they'll start talking about all these expensive cameras and all these expensive microphones and all this other expensive equipment. Yet they suggest you do live streaming even if you have a phone, but then in the next minute they want you to go out and buy these you guys know what I'm talking about. Oh, good. Thank you, J2. Yep, live streamers are working smoothly. All I'm using is the cam from my computer, so thank God. And actually I use I always call it the blue ball microphone. But this thing works great. I love it. I used my iPad Pro and it was lagging. Yeah. Well, if you go to Boogie Man 2200, if you go to it's called OBS Studios. Just basically go to your, Google or whatever search bar, just type in OBS Studios, and they have versions for Windows, Mac, and Linux, and it's pretty easy. It's all free. Believe me, I don't like to download stuff that costs money. So, yeah, check that out. And if anything, I just used it for the first time tonight, so I'm fairly new to it. I actually did, like I always do here on YouTube, if I need to find something out, if I need to learn how to use this clip here, I'll just search it on the search bar. Sure enough, somebody will probably have a video on it and probably have 1 million subs for doing it. So I noticed a bunch of great videos on how to get started on using OBS. And if everything's going great here, you and I are learning all of this for the first time, if you ever consider doing live streaming yourself. Okay, William Jones, David Lee Roth or Sammy Hagar? Ooh, this takes me back to stuff I probably feel more knowledgeable about, believe it or not. Honestly, William Jones, I love them both. I appreciate them both for both eras. When I was younger, you know, David Lee Roth, even to this day, he's still cool as hell, you know? I admire his energy, his enthusiasm, his positive attitude, regardless. But if you've noticed, Sammy Hagar is the same way. And you just got to admire both of them. There's no doubt about it. They both brought something very successful for the band, obviously. I cherish all those times when I was growing up listening to Van Halen. I really do. So really, I have love for both of them. But when it really comes down to it, as far as I'm concerned, Eddie Van Halen, if he did not exist, there would have not been a Van Halen. So there's my true answer to it. Diamond Dave, I love Diamond Dave. There's no doubt about it. Nice talking head. Scott reminds me of Max Headroom. Oh yes, I love I remember that quite well. I take a lot of things as a compliment, guys. I really do. I agree. They both made great music. Yeah, they did. They did. I mean, let's face it. David Lee Roth and Sammy Hagar, as much as I love Edward Van Halen, he needs them both. Okay, here we go. Is it Drodzy Gaming? He asks a question: Nag or Creep Mask, which is better looking? I'm going to be perfectly honest. I love the fan base for the Creep. Justin's maybe the Creep, obviously. The Creep years ago, I enjoy more than what I see today. Today it just seems a little bit more manufactured, but that's just me from what I'm seeing from pictures. So I could be terribly wrong. When it comes to Nag, myself personally, I favor it for a couple reasons. I own, 5 masks from Nick, and I have actually became pretty good friends with Nick, even though he's hard to get in touch with because he's very busy. Those Pennywise masks that he has, those kept him probably more busy the past 6 months than Myers mask, believe it or not, and that's from the man himself from what he's telling me. So let's just put it this way. If everything goes well, if he takes a vacation like I've suggested, like his wife has suggested, when he comes back a little refreshed, hopefully there might be something going on that I may know of with Nick himself and maybe something else with me as well. So we'll just have to wait and see. I'm pretty excited about it, but I'm trying my best not to think about it too much. So I don't know. That's all I'm going to say about it because, like I said, I don't want to jinx it and don't want to ruin it for anyone else. So, okay, by the way, let's see. I really like your show theme. Fits your personality. Well, Lewis, thank you. I try to do everything I can to do what I can do with my my content here. I'm trying to, mix it in a little bit of the horror. I try to mix in a comedy. I like to make myself laugh, and I love making everyone else laugh. So I try to stick to what I enjoy the most, laughter and, of course, the horror genre. But, I enjoy the things as well, too. But, you guys don't want to hear me talk about coffee all day. Right, Boogie Man? Okay, say, JT, you said 5 question. Yeah. The cover, the Kirk, Castle. Oh, yeah, and I got a couple of face masks that he sent me. So, Yeah. Is that right? I'm trying to visualize because right now I don't have any masks in here. This is technically, this used to be my old bedroom. Now this is like a studio. It looks like a bedroom with junk laying everywhere right now. But technically behind me is just a black Muslim sheet. Well, maybe I can kind of cheat a little. All right, now there's a delay, so I really couldn't tell you if you're seeing it or not, but it's just a Muslim sheet. And so, yeah, as I was trying to think of how many nag masks I have, I was like, I had to think what's out in the living room and what's in my bedroom. Okay. Coffee. Who wants coffee? I'm trying not to have coffee right now. I'm drinking you guys are going to, unsweetened tea. I haven't had a pop since December, late December. Oh, let's see. Also, can just call me Dave or short. Oh, easier. Oh, yeah. Gotcha. Just call you Dave. Let's see. I was wondering if you had future unboxing videos. Yes. Honestly, there's something, we all know how shipping is. There's something that I have been waiting on, and it's, actually, let me check right now. Come on. Of course, naturally, it wants to be slow at this moment. There's something that I'm waiting on right now that's in pre-shipment, and it's been like that now for 2 weeks. So I don't know what's going on with that. It's a little frustrating. So that kind of, honestly, this particular item, I'll tell you guys now, I don't even know what it is. It's supposedly a surprise, so I don't know what it is. And then I have something else. Actually, I've already got a couple of videos scheduled for next weekend. I'm adding a little bit more humor into it, and I hope you guys can enjoy it. So, but I do have something that's coming up here very soon, an actual a review for someone. So I haven't received it yet, so it'll be interesting. Kind of a promo video for a young man, so we'll check it out. Let's see. Let me see if I'm missing anything here. I have to kind of scroll back. This isn't as hard as I thought it would be. Cool. It's a lot easier to edit too. Let's see. We've got. I think I'm getting the general basis of it. Let's see. What we got here is it the Waddy Subscott. Funny to see you here. You know, okay, on YouTube. I think I'm trying to read them properly but quickly because it's kind of going up faster than I thought it would. You've noticed some shipping delays? Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I don't know what's going on with that. I'm trying to be patient about it. What are my thoughts on the KH masks? It's funny you mentioned that. Last night I was having a discussion with one of the subscribers, someone who I've gotten to know, and we were actually talking about that last night. He's a little newer to the hobby, but he's really getting into it like the rest of us. He's gotten that itch like we all have. You know how it is. You get your first mask, and you got to get another one, then you got to get another one. So he's really getting into the hobby. So we were discussing the KH mask and all that, and I talk about, I guess, the pros and cons of it. I mean, obviously, the KH, when it comes to the Hero from H2, it's disturbingly well looking and all. But at the same time, naturally, it's that damn price that I'm like, no, I'll just look at it in pictures. That's what are my thoughts on the KH. I respect the art of it, the sculpt of it, but that price for latex is just way too much for my pocket. That's my true thoughts on it. But I respect how great it looks. Let's see. What are your favorite TV shows? Oh, it's funny you mentioned that. Before I started this live stream, believe it or not, I watched the new. Did you guys ever watch Roseanne or even the reruns? Roseanne came back tonight, and it was funny as hell. It's like they didn't even miss a beat. So I enjoyed watching. I love watching comedies, honestly, Because I'll watch and Boogie Man 2000 or 2200. You know, one show that I love to watch on Netflix, and that's The Office. It doesn't matter. I'll still watch that when I need a good laugh. Let's see. I started reading something went up. Matthew, if you had the opportunity to meet either Doug, you know, a pit or let's see, Pinhead or Tobin Bell, Jigsaw, who would you rather meet? Oh God, if I only had one choice, Pinhead or Jigsaw? Oh God, that's a tough one. I want to say Pinhead, just because I'm more familiar to him because of I was a teenager in the 80s. Did I say that too loud? So I'm more familiar with the Pit. Jigsaw, honestly, when it came to the Saw movies, the very first one, I loved that film because it was something that I haven't seen yet. And I loved the originality of it. And so naturally, I'd want to meet him too. But I'm just going to go with Pinhead at first just because the character alone itself, I don't think gets the recognition that he deserves. And the actor himself, you know, he seems to choose. Well, he used to be a hell of a lot more selective on what he did in the past. So and I don't think he's doing much anything now. But yeah, I would definitely say Pinhead. Halloween Meyer fan 2004. Hey Scott, how's it going? I see you on here quite a bit. I mean, in YouTube in general. So how you doing? Let's see the Cage Mask. Boogie Man, I know you were talking about that before. The drugstore mask. Yes, you need to go for that. As big as you are, Halloween 4 being your favorite one, that's if I were you, that's the one that I would go for. You got to get what your favorite, you know, movie, everything about it. And I think you need to get a T-shirt that says Boogie Man 2200 does it by the books. William Jones, you watch it too. You watched it too. Roseanne. It was funny. It felt like the first 5 minutes of that show, I felt like they just hadn't missed a beat. I loved it. Let's see. Who do you think played Michael the best, Nick Castle or Dick Warlock? I think they both offer a nice element to the table. Yes, sir. I choosing Nick Castle and Dick Warlock is like, granted, I only have one son, but my girlfriend, she has children of her own, and it would be like, which child do you love the most? Yes, Dick Castle, I was, here's, maybe you guys will enjoy this story or not, I don't know. Where I live in, the town I live in, about 3 miles down the road from me was a movie theater. There was a movie theater there. And it was just a small movie theater. And when I was 8 years old, I went to go see Halloween in that movie theater. And it's funny because when I think of the original Halloween and how much Nick Castle scared the hell out of me. And the music. John Carpenter's music scared me too. There was just something about it. And I'm thinking about it when I was a kid. I think about the experiences in that movie theater as a child. And Nick Castle scared the hell out of me. I got a little bit more age underneath the belt when I seen Dick, Warlock. And I was a little bit more comfortable. So when I seen Halloween 2, I was like, but still I wasn't very mature, obviously. I mean, I was, 11 years old? But I was just so pumped up about seeing that movie. But at the same time, I was kind of like, that's not Michael Myers because it didn't look like Michael Myers in the first one. But I loved the movie. And then all of a sudden I started liking that Michael Myers there too. So, but when it comes to today, 2018, I still love Nick Castle and I still love Dick Warlock. But there's just something about Dick Warlock's, the love in that man's heart. You could see it every time. And I don't go to all the conventions. I just can't from where I live. But everything I see with him and just that tone in his voice and how good he is to the fans, you cannot help but love that man for how he is and his character. So, yes, I will always have a big place in my heart for Dick Warlock. George B. Wilbur, you know what? What is it about, and you guys could ask this among yourself, what is it about all the Michael Myers we've had in the past it seems like all of them were like great guys, you know. They were the bad guy. Well, not a bad guys in our hearts, but you know what I'm talking about. They were the slashers. They were the killers. They were the shape. But yet, the stuntmen, the actors that were playing these roles, they always seemed like they were the nicest guys out of all of them. So, George B. Wilbur, he just looks like a big teddy bear. He really does. Let's see. Does he? Your stories are the best. Well, I just think back to experiences in life. That's all it is. Oh, especially in Halloween 6, I gotta have him doing the same thing, age 6 instead of Halloween 6. Now Halloween 6, that mask, as we all know, has its own character when it comes to Tots. I think all of us agree that's Tots' best Myers mask. But Halloween 6, I swear to God, I would like to shake the producers and the directors and the writers of that film. I'd just like to shake them real good and say, if we were back in that time and say, could you guys please get along so we could see a film that makes sense? Because I could tell when I was watching it the first time, it was like, it just felt like they couldn't make up their mind how that film was going. So yeah, I kind of want to say, you know what? If you're going to redo a Halloween movie, go back and do Halloween 6 and make some sense out of it. Sorry, but that movie just kind of got like, huh? I don't know. There was just something about it. But George B. Wilbur, yeah, thank God he was in it. Let's see. What other movie genres do you enjoy most other than horrors? Comedies, definitely. I love a great comedy. There's just something about there. I tell you, when I try to think of some videos to do, and when you guys this coming weekend, one of them is probably the shortest one I did. It's a parody, and I'm not saying anything more about it. But comedies seem like it's the most difficult thing to write, to come up with. And if you've got a good comedy, you never forget it. Like for an example, I love when I went to go see Dumb and Dumber in the movie theater, I laughed so hard I fell out of the seat. That and the movie The Jerk. So yeah, a good comedy I will always appreciate. I love comedies. What did I lose? I missed my place. Oh, no, you didn't miss most of the stream here. This is the very first one I'm doing, so you're not missing out on anything. We're all just hanging out here basically talking about Halloween. I think we're all talking about it, right? What other movies? Okay, the Boogie Man. Do you see? You were laughing your... you know what? This is live. You know what? They're not going to cop me right for saying ass, right? Mine screen used now. Okay, got that. Do you think... Do I think Tony Moran is underrated as Michael Myers? Oh, boy. You don't want me... I'm going to try to be as respectful as I can about that guy. You could ask and you can look in your history books about Tony and ask a lot of fans that found that looked into their history as well. That guy tried to take so much credit. Technically, his name was in credits as Michael Myers, but Tony, this is how long he was in Halloween, the first one, okay? And just stick with me here. Hi, my name's Tony Moran. That's about as how long as he was in Halloween, as far as we know. So, I'm trying to be respectful about it, but even John Carpenter didn't even remember his name at one point. So, oh well. As long as he's a good person now, and he's a respectful person, and he's a good parent, then I applaud him. So, that's all I ask from him to be. Oh God. Hey, what's up? Is it Gothmith? Is Gothmite? I need glasses, guys. I've made that very clear. I apologize if I stumble your names. Oh, I am doing very well, quite sir. I'm not drinking coffee right now. I'm just drinking my unsweetened tea. Hanging out with you guys. And I was reading your message. who was asking about, okay, I probably should keep that a little private, but oh well, I've got the phone over here and everything else going. I need to actually start taking a GoPro camera and putting it in my son's room when he's over here, because that kid, he could be in front of his computer, he can have his remotes for his TV to watch movies, and then he can have his Nintendo DS, and then he's always liking to write things down. He multitasks like no one else I've ever seen, so like I said, I got to put a GoPro camera so I can record him and learn how he multitasks, because I need to start doing that right here, apparently. Oh, see, I like to. I'm not trying. If there's people that are fans of him, I do apologize. I've heard a lot of individuals that's had experiences with, and I guess he just tries to take a lot more credit than no one he deserves. So, okay, I'll try to backtrack here a little bit. Wendigo and the Nightmare. Scott, I love our VH bar. It's awesome. Well, thank you. That bar I actually built myself. Not the back bar, but the bar itself that I usually do a lot of unboxings, the physical. Yeah, I grew up actually as a big Van Halen fan. I went to, yes, 14 Van Halen concerts in my lifetime. I've seen David, I've seen Sammy, I've even seen Gary Sharon, and Sammy again. Big part of my life. I know I don't talk about it much on my videos because I figure, you know, once you find if you have a YouTube channel and I see other individuals that are starting and they, like myself at one time, I can remember only having like maybe 20 subscribers. It's kind of hard to kind of find your way. It's kind of like learning a bicycle, just like I'm doing right now with this live stream. And it's hard to find your way because it's like you're learning how to use your camera, how to talk into the camera without looking into the viewfinder all the time. Even I still do that when I have the camera up close. So it's hard to get used to looking at the lens. It's hard to, I find myself when I'm doing videos, even though I'll cut them out, I try my best not to do this a lot. Because it's boring and it's distracting for me. And if I'm distracted, I don't want to distract you. So it's a lot of practice on it. It really is. And I feel like I lost myself there, which is not shocking. J2, you'll reach 1,000 subs easily. Keep up the awesome videos. Well, thank you, J. I appreciate it. I really do. See, there I went. So 1,000 subs, yes. I think any of us would, you know, obviously when you get to that, it's a huge mountain. But honestly, when I got to 100 subscribers, that right there is something I'll never forget. I really do. But the thing of it is, and every once in a while I have an opportunity to talk with you guys one-on-one. If I had 100,000 subscribers right now, I don't want to lose that certain, often just that certain vibe. Like I don't want to lose touch with who I am, and I don't want to lose touch with to actually talking to you guys. Because I try my best. I know there's probably sometimes I miss out on the comments. And if I find one later on that I have that was probably, you know, left like months prior, I always feel bad. So, yeah, I want to be careful. I want to respect each subscribe as I go along because I just don't want this to go to my head and everything else because it's just important to me to stay grounded. So, yes, 1,000 subscribers, yeah, I'll cherish it. I'll love it. I'll be proud of it. And naturally, if this continues to grow, which I'm hoping that it does, because I want to do so much more using YouTube as a platform, because I really want to be more seriously involved with creating content. But yes, I want to stay grounded and not forget where I was, and you guys helped me get to where I'm at now. I mean, I know that sounds like so cliche, but it's true. It really is because it helps encourage me to do so much more. So really, it's all because of you guys. It helps. It boosts my morale up. It does quite a bit. And so, what's my favorite fast food? Oh God, I'm kind of good at that subject. Actually, I've been pretty good about that. But my favorite fast food. Now, technically, every other Friday when I pick up my son, we have to stop at McDonald's. It's tradition. That kid, he loves McDonald's. And for any of you out there that are not aware, my son, he's 22, but he's autistic, and basically he's pretty much going to be a kid probably all his life. And I try to be careful about the videos that I have with him in there because he kind of gets aggravated with it. So I'm very selective of sharing video time with him. When his soccer season starts up, I do a little bit more videos with that. But that's, I know people may watch them, but that's kind of for his family. I mean, it's open to anyone, but it really is for his family enjoyment. So Fridays, every other Fridays when I'm with my son, I love going to McDonald's with him because it's our quality time. But selfishly, here in Ohio, the heart of it all, Skyline Chili. Oh God, I love my 5-way. That's what they call it. 3 ways, 5 ways. Yes, I have an obsession with Skyline Chili. That's always been my favorite. Halloween Man Fan 2004. I'm autistic too. Okay, well, Halloween Man, it's very nice to meet you. And I'm not trying to be soft-spoken about that. It's just with my son, it's just something that touches me. So I hope my son, Halloween Man Fan 2004, he's he's something else. He's something else. He watches a lot of my videos according to his mom, and that's one of the reasons why I try so hard to be extremely respectful for everyone out there, including myself, because I figure I'm still teaching my son how to be a responsible person. So he's the main reason why I try to keep it cool in my videos. So, well, of course, that and you get used to it after a while. And it's more fun to be uplifting and positive about things. Boogie Man 2200, you got me as a mask collector. Well, how do I have you as a mask collector? You do pretty damn good on your own there, mister. You've got probably more than I do, that's for sure. Let's see. You seem like a great dad, Scott. Well, I try. I stumble and fall a lot. And I'm not saying stumble to sound funny. I make my mistakes, that's for sure. I always feel like I could be a better dad for him. There's no doubt about it. But, you know, as long as he's smiling and he's healthy, and I don't, even with Zach being the way that he is, I don't see him complaining too much. Okay. Am I missing anything else? I'm trying to make sure I haven't missed anything. Let's see. You see, I love the feeling of this channel. It's a tight-knit community. Everyone seems nice besides the one guy that won't. Yeah. I think I know what you're talking about. You know what? That whole situation with that guy, whoever he is, that was stealing my content, I got frustrated with YouTube trying to get in touch with him. But you know what? I did some more research with other YouTubers that I follow that's been doing this for 10 years. And luckily someone who I look up to here on YouTube, and he's younger than me, that age isn't anything, but he's been doing this for 10 years, and he does YouTube full time. He does a lot of vlogs. I miss doing vlogs, I really do. But sometimes I feel like I got nothing interesting to share doing a daily vlog. But I reached out to him on Twitter, and I got to start doing that. But it seems like I'm not on Twitter that much, but it seems like a lot of YouTubers will get on Twitter and do like a poll, is there anything that you want to ask? And then they'll come back and do a video and answer it. But I asked him if anybody else has done that with him. Has anybody ever like stole his content, basically copied his videos and claimed it as their own? He said it has happened to him a few times, and he's got in contact with YouTube, and they pretty much told him the same thing and what they told me, and I just have to block it and move on. I've reported him and everything else, so I look at it this way: it'll catch up with him regardless. And I've been told, you know what, just see it as a sign of, just be flattered with it and move on. And that's pretty much what I'm doing, so. Okay, what else do I remember? I missed something else. I know I have. Boy. If I ever visit the... Oh, my God. Did I ever visit the filming location? You know what? This is where I like to kick myself, and you know what? I said, you know what, 3 times now. A friend of mine who's from where I live moved out to California. Excuse me. And this was a long time ago. And, well, to make a long story short, I've gone out to where he lives. He lives in LA. He lives actually 10 minutes away from Hollywood, and we've gone up to Pasadena a few times. And every time we've gone up there, it was twice, I knew that I wanted to go check out the locations. Sure enough, I forgot it. Yeah, I forgot to go check out those locations up in Pasadena. So chances are I was right around the corner. So, oh well. One of these days I might get back out there again, and I'll purposely make sure that I go, you know, if anything, stand by the bush. Or see the Myers house. It's, as we all know, it's been relocated. So, let's see. Oh, yeah, I remember back when you made the video on the Elrod mask. Wow, yes. Well, every once in a while, I'll still get someone that'll leave a comment on that video. I owe so much to that Elrod mask. There's no doubt about it. And to think that I've actually done a few things to it. In other words, I've taken some of that acrylic paint, and it looks a little bit more aged. Anybody could do it. It's like water painting your masks. And there was somebody who, and I'm going to try to use my phone real quick, and she subscribes to my channel, and I've subscribed to her, and she hasn't done a lot of videos yet, but I'm going to give a kind of, yeah, I guess you could say a shout out to her. But the main reason why I'm bringing her up, and maybe you guys have already seen her as well, and I'm just scrolling down through history here. Here we go. I was watching this video a couple times, and she was taking a Tots mask, a trick-or-treat. And she did it with a Ben Tramer, and she converted it. And she almost goes through it step by step. She talks about how she bought the, like, Nick Malpagano's DVD. And, so there we go. And, yeah, it's called Trick or Treat Studios Tramer Conversion Step by Step. And her name is Real Gal Amanda. She's doing an excellent job on her YouTube channel. She's extremely entertaining. And she'll get in touch with me every once in a while and say that, you know, she loves my channel, that I'm like an influence. But I just basically tell her like I tell everybody else. What you're doing is great. You stick with what you're doing, and you're going to get better at it, and you'll find your own way of doing it. But if you guys have not seen her yet, I highly recommend it. She did a hell of a job of making this Ben Tramer look like an H1. Now, granted, we know the sculpt is that, but there's just the way she did it, going step by step. You got to check it out. Let's see. What have I missed as I was rambling on there? Do you plan on making our Halloween 2018 review when you see it? Well, maybe not review the traditional sense, but actually I've thought about that, because I know that all of us on October 19th this year, when we go to the theaters, and if naturally if you have to work, but you know what I mean. I know I just envision all of us. Too bad we didn't have like a security camera around all of us to when we go see that movie for the reaction. I'm going to try to find a way to do a review on that without any spoiler alerts. But I just know right away that if you guys, let's say if you had to work Friday night or you couldn't see it that first weekend, and I do a video, and if you see the reactions off of my face by not trying to say anything, I think you're going to be able to tell right then and there, you know, whether I liked it or not. So, yeah, I've got to find some way to do it. I really do. Let's see. Yeah, how the heck did I forget, Scott? You know what? And I was younger then, too, so I have no excuse how I forgot to go buy that house. Let's see. Have you seen... Wait a minute. I'm trying to... I got to find a way to stop this, and it's not your guys' fault. I'm just not very good at this stuff. I never blame you guys. It's always my fault. That's for sure. Always blame me for when things go wrong. Have you seen I Am So Lit right now? No, I have not. No, I have not. How the heck did you... Okay, I got that. I watched the video. Yes. I highly... Like I said, I highly recommend that. Let's see. Is it... what do we got here? I live in my dad's mansion. Okay. You eat Taco Bell. Now, if you eat Taco Bell every day, be careful with that hot sauce. Yeah. Oh, I bet you do have red and purple come out of you every day. That's for sure. Oak, stop spamming. Quit spamming. Hey, wait a minute. No, Renee's not here. I was going to tell her to bring in some spam. One of these days, Renee, my girlfriend, will have the courage to get in the camera from me. But right now, she's like, I ain't doing that with you. My phone is weird. Yes, the Dumb and Dumber movies are still... My son loves Dumb and Dumber. And here's... Oh, you want to hear something about with my son? Every other Friday when he comes over, about 2 o'clock in the morning, if I'm usually asleep, I wake up, and then sure enough, he goes through phases of what he's watching. But here in the past 2 months, I wake up every morning hearing... I'm like, how can you sleep through that? Yeah, he's in a Halloween 3 fix here lately. But yeah, every morning. Every other weekend, that's what I hear, 2 o'clock in the morning. Okay, how can we get rid of... I think... I kissed my... Okay, here we go. I'm just going to spell it. Somebody apparently kissed their brother at the end because I'm a redneck. Power to you there, bud. It's people like him who run YouTube. You know, when people are like that, you just have to ignore it. Trust me, you do. It's just... I do. I think one of the reasons... I kind of was a late bloomer on this, even though I wanted to do something like this a long time ago. I really watched a lot of things. I watched certain behavior, and I kind of, like, and I seen other YouTubers that were doing it for a long time, and they would give out suggestions and ideas, even about the haters and all that. And every single one of them basically say this: when it comes right down to it, just ignore it, move on, just. Because it's not creative. It's, in other words, it's extremely unintelligent to say something insultive. It's I mean, how it's so easy to sit there and put someone else down. I know that sounds really foolish, but think about it. When you take the time to actually write someone to tell them how good they are in your life, how much they bring joy to your life, or how much what you do means to them. You take the time and you think about every word that you're saying to that person, and you put a lot of heart into it. But when you have someone else that wants to be a smart ass, who wants to try to bring you down, who wants you to make you feel bad, they don't even think about it. They don't even put any creativity to it. They just want to sit there and... See, we just the best thing I can do is just say ignore it. Don't even let it bother you, you know, because it is. It's truly a waste of time. We're only here once. Let's make the best of it. So, Have I ever been to Whorehound? Believe it or not, I have not had an opportunity. I was going to go this last weekend. Down in Cincinnati. I live about an hour north of Cincinnati, and they had a convention there. And I haven't had an opportunity to go because usually those weekends that they have them, I've had to work a lot of weekends in the past, so that sucked. Or, you know, there's been other things that's been coming up. But I'm trying to make it more of... I'm hoping, let's just put it that way. I don't want to make any promises to myself or anyone else, but it's like I'm trying to find ways to plan those out ahead of time, especially if there's one like in Indianapolis or something like that, because I've always heard Indianapolis has some really good ones, and I live closer to Indianapolis. So I don't know. I'm going to keep my fingers crossed because chances are if I do go to one of those, like the Horror Hound, I'm probably going to act like a little kid in a candy store. So be prepared if you see me there. I'll be running around like crazy. Let's see, where was I at? Hey, Scott, let's see. Full-blown chaos. Hey, Scott, how's it going? Okay. It's Andrew from Death Studios page. Hey, Andrew, how you doing? Death Studios. Oh, my God. If you guys have not checked out Death Studios, you are missing out. 39 years, and I feel like a fool for missing out on them. Guys, those masks are incredible. Oh, my God. And the price that you're getting for them. I cannot wait to get out of this debt situation because I'm probably going to be getting some more Death Studio masks. I know there's a lot of them I'm seeing that I want. That's for sure. Let's see. What's this? I don't think you're a wacko now. You're seeing men behind bushes. Okay. I don't know if that was commenting to someone else's, but okay. Yeah, the trolls. I don't pay attention to them. See, I'm trying to pay attention to all the good stuff on here. Let's see. Do gameplay? Do I do? La la la. Try that again. Am I a game player? Not as much. I have a short attention span. I just, even when I'm editing, I got to go do something else. Games, I think they're cool. I could sit and watch people play video games, but for me, I'll be like, okay, I gotta go do something else. I'm weird that way, but I love watching people play some really game. That I don't think I was ever good at them because even like with Rock Band, I used to actually play guitar, acoustic guitar, and when I started playing Rock Band, I couldn't even play the bass guitar. So, but I had so much fun watching other people play. Let's see. Wendigo, Scott, are you attending any concerts this summer? You know, I'd love to. It's been a while. Where I live, they actually built a concert, like outdoor. Believe it or not, Ohio doesn't get much credit for anything, and I can understand why. But yeah, I can say that I was born here. We actually have some pretty decent outdoor concert venues where I live, locations and all, and a lot of people come to play here. So it would take me 10 minutes to get to one and maybe 20 to the other. So I need to get back to seeing some live concerts because, you know, how can you not love music? Okay, great for the August 23rd, Horror Hound and Indy. Thank you for that information. I'm going to have to make sure. Do you know who's going to be there? Because I haven't, obviously. If you don't mind, I'll ask you and you can put it up here and hopefully I'll see it in time. But I would love to. I've never met Nick Castle, Dick Warlock. I know there's probably a lot of us that haven't, but it seems like a lot of you that I'm getting to know out here, I'll see photos like Mike Golden, for example, you know, Mike's Horror Corner. He's been really busy with his music lately. Like when I see Reese met Dick Warlock and Nick Castle. Now I know there's others of you, but I'm thinking of Mike Golden, for example, since a lot of us subscribe to his channel. So if you haven't seen him in a while, it's just he's really busy with his music right now, and that's his big passion. So kudos to Mike. Let's see, Rumble Rods 13. Hey Scott, I am reading things like twice. Hey, thanks for the shout out. Hey, no problem, man. Not a problem whatsoever. I apologize. That's why I stumble a lot. So, Rumble Rods 13. You are very welcome on that shout out, sir. Not a problem at all. Or I hope I've got the right, you know. Let's see. Saul, Rush, David Bowie, etc. Yeah. Saul, Rush. Oh, yeah. See. Oh, hey, okay. Just reading a message. I hit the wrong button. God, you think I know my own phone by now. Well, where'd it go? I'm sorry, guys. I should be paying attention to this. I'm kind of like, there's a message that's related to what I'm seeing here on the message board, so I do apologize. I just read your message, so I lost track of everything. Here we go. Do. I misspoke. I am apologizing big time. I'm trying to catch up to where I was at here. I need to. I don't know how these. You guys that have done live stream before, you're going to have to teach me how to do this because I feel like I lost my place completely. Okay, it's full-blown clown. Hey, Scott, headed to bed. Have a good night, brother. Keep things up. Well, you know what? Let's see. It's 10:30. I probably won't be up much longer myself. So have a good night and hope to see you soon. And guys, once again, if I'm off here a little bit, I do apologize. I'm just, it's like I have training wheels on my bicycle right now, so it's kind of, Halloween Man. Okay, Halloween Myers fan 2004. You need to get to bed. Have a good night. Looking forward to speaking with you soon. I know it's getting probably kind of late for a lot of us, so I won't keep you on here much longer. Kane Hodder, Robert Englund so far. Let's see. Kane Hodder, obviously, make sure I got this right, is pretty much known for playing Jason. Am I correct? You guys probably don't see me do a lot of Friday the 13th stuff. It's not that I don't like Halloween or shit. Friday the 13th. I just was never a big follower. If I had to choose a Friday the 13th film, it would be Part 2 and Part 3 are probably my favorite ones right there. And Robert Englund, you know what? Robert Englund is probably one of the coolest little guys, I would say, out of all of them. There's just something about that man. I mean, let's face it. We can have different individuals. Granted, Nick Castle and Dick Warlock are Michael Myers in my book, period. But when it comes to Jason, yeah, I know, like Kane Hodder, he's the man. But no one can play Freddy. But only one, and that's Robert Englund. And if you guys have ever heard him do like a commentary, man, he was really born to do that. Part 2 and Part 4 are your favorite Friday movies. Now, Part 4, isn't that where we have Tommy for the very first time? Because now that I think about it, Part 4's got a good script to it. So, yeah. It's been, I need to sit down and watch some Friday the 13th. Not too many of them, because after a while it gets a little ridiculous to me. That's right, there is only one Freddy. I guess when they had, what was it, back in February, when they had a chance to interview Nick Castle, Robert Englund was there as well, too, so. Fudge, it's always day. Boogie Man 20, you like parts, okay, Part 6, try to remember Part 6. Which, when they were in excuse me, I'm like forgetting everything right now. Eat your vegetable, kids. Which movie was it when they were in New York? What was it? Jason Takes Manhattan? That was a little too much for me. That's the one where Tommy puts Jason under the lake. Okay, Part 4. Okay, I remember that now. I've been hearing, and I'm gonna ask your guys' opinion right now on this. Eventually, someday, I'm gonna get my first hockey mask, and I've heard so many great things about when it comes to Crash Cunningham. Your words on it? Because I've looked at him, and I hear that he's the one to go to. Lewis Stewart, I have Part 2 fan film on my channel. I did it last year. You should, okay. I'll go, okay. Definitely want to check that out. Lewis Stewart on their Part 2. Halloween Man 2000 Part 6 is your favorite mask too. Halloween Myers. I'm sorry. Halloween Man. I want to say Halloween. I'm going to say this one more time clearly. Halloween Myers Fan 2004. Part 6 is your favorite mask too. Okay. Let's see. Toothbrush. Scareware. Sorry. Okay. I went to Horror Hound on Saturday. It was crazy but busy. So it was pretty this in Cincinnati. What or were they, or did they have like 2 of them this weekend? I'm sorry. Lewis Stevens, you've got numbers here. 81, 90. Draws Gaming. Part 8 is when, okay, it was Part 8 when he went to Manhattan. Now, was it just me? I think like the only scene, and I could you guys could disagree on, and that's fine. I'm a big boy. I can take it. It seems to be like the only really cool scene from my eyes when he actually was in Times Square. Because even when I think about with Kane Hodder, when he was obviously wearing the full costume, just walking through Times Square, that had to have been pretty cool. So that's probably like my favorite scene on it. Let's see. Oh, for the hockey mask. Okay. So, so are you speaking of this past Saturday? Was it in Cincinnati that you were speaking of, or some other location? Halloween, Myers Fan 2004. Here's a couple of hockey mask companies. Fiberglass Mask, Beyond, Disgusting Studios, Cruise. Wow, well, you know your you know your hockey masks and all that. Yeah, I don't want to be disrespectful to the Friday the 13th fans. I know you guys are extremely passionate about it. I know I haven't shown much love to it. It's just I grew up, with Halloween when that came, out to the movies. I felt at the time, all these guys are just copying, And, a lot of them say they owe kudos to Halloween. So, but as time goes by, it's like, man, now I miss Friday the 13th. I'd like to see Friday the 13th come back. So, let's see. Okay. Oh, you live in Dayton, huh? Well, I'll peek my head out the window. That's how close I am. Let's see, I just got back into them as well. You did? Yeah, there's just, it's weird as time goes by. It's like your last video, by the way, like when you were reviewing the Halloween 3 masks again that you've had for a while, and I mentioned it how I'd watched that for this past weekend. I think when a lot of us just basically say, okay, just take the Halloween title, wipe it off, and just watch it for what it is. It's a great little enjoyable, horror film from the 80s. There's no doubt about it. I have Part 4 Bus from Scareware Productions. There was somebody in Englund right now who's starting to get into it. I'm trying to remember his name, and I feel bad. I wish I could remember because he built a bus for the Part 3, and it looks amazing. Here I'm saying this, I don't even have his name off the top of my head. Yeah, I'll be honest. I was afraid. Oh, well, hey, you don't have to be afraid. You're going to have... Everybody here is going to respect you. If you were a Friday the 13th fan before Halloween, it's all good. It is all good. There ain't nothing wrong with that. So there's a horror con coming up next month. Oh, in Michigan. We'll see. We're Novi, Michigan. I don't know where. I guess I could Google it, but Motor City Nightmares. It's awesome. Worth checking out. Now, obviously, Michigan is just as close as Indiana. Well, see, I live further south, like southwestern Ohio. Of course, yeah, some of you know where that, obviously with an individual living in Dayton, you know exactly where we live. Duh. You think you saw me? Yeah, I was probably that one guy that was over there. You know what? I'm everywhere anymore, according to some people, so you probably did. If you see me in Dayton, you probably... I was that one guy on Smithville holding a sign. I need, food or money for beer or whatever. You know who I'm talking about. Halloween Myers Fan 2004. You live in Michigan? Oh, well, don't worry. I'm not one of those big football guys to where I have to go the state up north or whatever. So, yeah, believe it or not, I'm not a big sports fanatic. So, yeah, you're probably looking at me and I'm like, oh, he doesn't do sports. See ya, bye. No, I used to be, but just kind of not into it anymore. But everybody has their thing. To each their own, Let's see. I love horror in general. John Carpenter being my favorite director. I'm lucky enough to... John Carpenter, yeah. There's... God. It's John Carpenter. There's one thing I admire about John Carpenter. He doesn't seem to take crap off of anybody. And I admire that at times. I'm lucky enough to have signposts. Yeah, The Thing, the Halloween. I haven't watched The Thing in a while, and yet, speaking of watched a thing or movie, do any of you out there have Shudder TV? SHUR, or wait a minute, RUDDER. I think that's what it is. I'm trying to spell right now. Yes, kids, I went to school, Dayton, actually Northridge High School. That explains it. Shudder TV. It's an online, it's a stream like Netflix. It's horror movies 24/7, $5.99 a month. And I think The Thing was on there recently. You're not a sports person either? Yeah, I'm, you know, I used to love it, but I'm just not. My son, I get into my son's soccer team. Well, that's about it. Because I used to watch football and baseball and all that stuff. Now, I actually played soccer for 9 years. Oh, you've been to the Air Force Museum? Oh, well, I can't count how many times I've driven by that place. Well, then, of course, you know exactly where Foy's is, don't you? Yes, you know where Foy's is. You may have seen me there. I wish every single one of you out there could go see Foy's in Fairborn, Ohio. You would, as soon as I've done videos where I've been to Foy's. I guarantee it, if you just go back and check it out, you'd probably go like, oh, yes, I must go there. The place is awesome. It's for every single one of us out there. Let's see. Does anyone have a favorite hobby besides masks? Well, it doesn't show. Believe it or not, at one time, I actually used to really get into carpentry work. Believe it or not, I wasn't that good at it, but I used to enjoy it. Really, my biggest hobby, to be honest with you guys, if you haven't really figured it out, my big thing is really video content. I absolutely have. I love photography. I don't really show it a whole lot, but I love videography. That's the thing. If I was financially better off, I would probably be spending more money on camera equipment, and lenses especially. But yeah, that's probably my big thing right there. Shudder TV. Yes, just Google Shudder TV. $5.99. In fact, let me do something here because I don't want to bump us offline. Because because obviously there's so many things out there. Like I use an Apple TV. I know there's I can't even remember the other ones out there. But Shudder, I'll make sure I'm doing this right because here we go. Because I even have the app now that I think about it on my phone. I'm trying to think of this series that's on there. I'll just download the app again. I'll let it download. There's a series you guys will absolutely love. It's kind of like they have a bunch of they're doing what Netflix does. They'll have TV series. It's obviously horror related. But there's this other one on there, and of course it's taking forever to download right now. Let me try this again because I don't want to download the app. Don't need the app. Shudder TV. Make sure I'm reading anything. Let's see. Bust and collecting horror stuff. I actually got to start. I got to start revisiting the bus situation again. Oh boy. Boy, did I probably got an interesting story to tell you guys about a bus. Not as a bus, but there was, as this thing's coming up here, remember when I did a couple of those videos, those DIYs on the bust, and I was able to, I made one for Austin Dodd, and I took it out there. We had a lot of fun with that. Well, there was an individual, a young kid, who wanted me to make a bust for him, and he practically wanted it for free. He couldn't understand why Austin got one, and yet he couldn't. And I'm like, look, this was just, it was a choice at this point. I can't find. Yeah, just check out Shudder TV. I'm sorry, it's SHUDDER TV. You guys will like it. Like I said, it's $5.99, and chances are, if I remember correctly, you have a week of it for a trial week for free. So yeah, it's horror 24/7. But anyways, this kid wanted me to practically build him one for free. Because he couldn't, like I said, he couldn't understand why Austin got one for free and he couldn't. Well, to make a long story short, I took care of the bust. I built it for him and all. It's it's easy to make anyone to make whatever. But then he couldn't understand why I didn't get coveralls. Trying to make it clear to him, these things cost money. And, well, he paid me so much for it. Basically, what he paid me is what I ended up, in cost. At this point, I just wanted to get it to him and just leave it at that. We live in the same general area. In other words, it's cheaper for me to deliver it to him than to have it shipped. So you do the math. I could be there in 15 minutes and spend less than $2 in gas, or probably spend $15 in shipping. No. So I get it to him, and he just was consistently trying to either get it for free. Well, how much is it? How many times do I have to tell you what the price is? And no, I'm not doing this, and I'm not doing that. It got to the point where I had to eventually block him. And I don't hardly block anybody, but he was driving me nuts. I couldn't take it anymore. Do. All right, JT, you have a good night. I'm trying to catch up after me rambling on there. Take care. Well, like I said, I got a couple videos coming out this weekend. So have a good night. What have I caught up with so far? Have you ever seen the latest 70s movies? Tourist Trap. No, see, I haven't seen that. God, or have I? It's been a long time. Tourist Trap. Wait a minute. I think it's been a long time. Let's see. Sounds like you guys, okay, that was size shoe. Oh, so yeah, he wanted it for free. To make a long story, like I said, I gave him as many chances as I could, and it just got to, there was somebody else that basically told me, you better watch out for him. So I took care of the matter. But yeah, he just couldn't understand why I was giving somebody else something and I couldn't give it to him for free. So, oh well, life goes on. That's just like one person in this whole situation that I just was like, well, there is the famous Mike's Horror Corner. How you doing, Mike? How is everything going with the music? I've seen you've been very busy, obviously. Yep, right, Pat? Yes, we have aliens here. We have aliens in Right Pat, that's for sure. Then again, if you drive around Dayton, Ohio, you don't need to go to Right Pat to see them. Well, Mike's getting all the attention right now. Mike, hey, if you could take over, I'm going to go. No, Mike is a great guy. There's no doubt about it. I'm surprised he's got time right now to even to stop in and say hi to us. And now I'm not insulting you. I just know he's been really busy with his music and all. Mike, I understand his need to find more time or needs to find more space in his corner. So that's another reason why we haven't seen him as much. Yes, the tourist. That's right. The freaking mannequins. God, I'm glad you said that. Because now, as soon as you said that, I do remember that. It's wow. Man, they had some. See, that's another thing. Now I think about with Shutter TV, they have a lot of movies on there that were like in the 70s. Yeah, they really mix it up. I wish I could remember that show that I started to get hooked onto. It just wants to. I'll go ahead and bring the app up again. Well, it's good talking to you, too. You have a good night. I know it's been raining a lot. You think, I don't know if it stopped yet or not. Oh, another hobby I like is besides collecting match, Now that, I can remember, it used to be a big thing. UFO hunting. My dad, my stepfather, where they live at, kind of like in the country, but not. And he loves to go Sasquatch hunting. My mom loves teeth. He says, I'm telling you, there's a Bigfoot out there in the backyard. He cracks me up. You're going to start ghost hunting soon? I would love to do. You guys remember that one? That was a big trend, you know, when we obviously had ghost hunters and everything else. There's actually I kind of want to say it, but I probably will never get a chance to do it. But I actually thought about doing a parody on ghost hunting. But there's so many. It's actually, if you think about it, doing a parody on ghost hunting is so easy to do. You caught some weird the photos that you take that I used to remember. You guys, okay? Boogie Man 2200. You guys, I'm sure you guys know exactly who he is. You've seen his videos. And the house that you live in, I've always think that would be a great place to have like a Halloween party. No doubt about it. So, Mike, it's been good just to got back. You got back. That studio you're in from those photos, that looks amazing, Mike. Making more space. You're working on. Mike's going to have 2 horror corners. I hope so, because I think I'm speaking for everyone, Mike, and like I said, I know you're real busy, but I miss seeing your videos coming up. There's just something about your content that's so enjoyable. So, no pressure, but I am looking forward to Mike's Horror Corner Part 2. And why is this app taking forever to download? I got pretty good internet speed here. Oh, I know why. It's because I'm doing this and it wants to be a pain in the butt. Oh, well. No big deal. You guys can check out Shutter TV. They've even, like I say, you can even get it on your phone. You know, I'm kind of glad right now that it's just, I was just now noticing how many people are watching, and it's 15. I honestly thought when I first uploaded this, I was like, okay, I'm going to screw this up royally. And because I've heard like people have lagging issues or whatever, and I'm like, you know what? It can't hurt to try, you know? And I'm glad I did it. This is a lot of fun. Have I seen 31? Yes, I did. Actually, I seen 31 on Shutter TV. Oh, you know what? I'm going to try this real quick. I'm playing with my phone way too much. I don't know if you guys will see this or not. See, the one good thing about me editing videos, I can put stuff over my corner. I have to do it the old-fashioned way here. This is what I meant by Shutter TV, okay? I'm telling you, for all the horror fans, you guys have to check it out. But yes, I seen 31 on Shutter TV. Yeah, Mike, well, like I said, I didn't want to press you doing more videos. It's funny. I want to say it was about 5 minutes before you got on here. I was talking about you, making you look good, like you've been busy with your music and all that. So, what was it? You haven't really done a video on a certain thing that you have in your corner that's standing there holding a guitar hip. Wait a minute. If you haven't, I'm shutting up, Mike. I'm sorry. UFOs, yes. That getting back to the UFO subject, you don't really hear about that too much, about UFO hunting. Well, then again, I don't have cable TV, believe it or not. Well, because I probably spend, when it comes to watching TV, I probably watch about 60% YouTube, 40% Netflix. And then when I'm in a horror cringe, believe it or not, I don't watch horror movies all the time. I got to take a break because I'll watch comedies. But then I'll watch Shutter TV. And but it's like, why do I need cable? I'm completely satisfied with that. And if I want to watch regular TV, local, then you know how it is this day and age. Digital antennas work great. Let's see. Playing with my phone sounds. It's like what she said. That's what she said. My mother is a huge Office fan, and I've got to find another because she accidentally broke the car. I'm surprised I don't have that mug yet, the World's Best Boss, but she had one and it broke, and I got to get her another one. You have a question, Mike. You have to help me answer this. Apparently, I have Handy Boy's Halloween Man and the Warlock, but I can't get the hair to look right. What do you do with it, guys? Mike, obviously, if you can answer this, that would I am no wizard when it comes to hair. I think every single one of us are constantly, tooling with it. There is one mask that I feel like I never have to hardly do anything with it. It's just because of the hair that he uses. But I think a lot of you out there know Mr. Jimmy Falco, and even Nick Malpagano will praise him on his hair. And Jimmy has told me recently it has a lot to do with the hairspray. It's just the spray hairspray. Your fingers, just get your fingers real sticky and go to town. And from every photos that I see with Jimmy Falco, with the hair that he does, I wish Jimmy had it. Oh my God. Could you imagine if Jimmy Falco had a YouTube channel? That would probably be one of the most entertaining YouTube channels on here, because he could teach us all so much. There's no doubt about it. Yes, there is a very good subject right there alone. Nick Malpagano's The Dead Ringer. I get asked a lot about, am I going to get one? Eventually, I would love to have one. But he's so crazy insane the orders with those right now. I'm going to wait, just because if I ordered one now, it would probably be a year before I get it. And I know some people are probably like, well, why? I've had it every once in a while. Why does it take so long? Nick Malpagano is a one-man crew. He's the only one down in the mask pit making masks. And it takes a lot of time just to make one mask alone. And if any of you have dabbled into it before, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So, and that the fact that Nick actually cares about each mask, that helps out a lot too. So, but yes, the Dead Ringer is definitely catching everybody's eyes. There's no doubt about it. That's an amazing mask. But yes, Jimmy Falco is definitely the man to give you the best tutorial on how to do hair when it comes to Myers. But like I said, even he told me it's that, like, the cheap aerosol hairspray. It's like he even says your fingers get really sticky doing that. So that's what he's told me. You still have the Tin Man. I still think that mask is so cool, because the fact that the way the light hits it sometimes, wow. He does. It's funny. I talk with Jimmy more often here lately, and I didn't know that he was doing it. Well, him and I will send videos through our phones and all that. That wall of his, I call it the Falco wall. Oh my God. All those incredible Dawn Post masks that he has up there. See, have I missed out on anything else? I think we're caught up here. Because I'm trying to make sure I haven't missed anybody's question. I know I have, and I do apologize. I need to get glasses again. I really do. I've already said that a couple times, I think. Sicky Mickey, is that what? Hey, how's it going? I like that name. You joined the wrong... No, this is the wrong string, Boogie Man. We lost 2. Now we're down to 13. That's because they had to go to bed. I don't blame them. It's 11 o'clock. God, I sound really old. Hey, you know what? I know somebody's got school tomorrow. Don't you have classes tomorrow, Boogie Man? Do I like Nick's Dead Relic mask? I like anything Nick has, honestly. I really do. Nick, if you're referring to, obviously, to Nick Malpagano, the one thing that Nick, I give him so much credit for, is every mask that Nick has, it's his. He is the one that's been responsible for sculpting. There's no recasting on his. Those are Nick's. So that's a lot of huge props to him there. He's definitely a hell of an artist. And I swear, there's times that man, it seems like he can reinvent the wheel. He is such an innovative person on the things that he makes. It's just, and he's such a nice guy. He really is. He could teach us a lot on some of the things that into this hobby. So, got a lot of kudos to Nick Malpagano. He's just one hell of a guy. Uh-oh, somebody seemed to occasionally stumble upon my YouTube channel on YouTube. Sometimes I wish I would have came up with a little quicker thing like Scott Time or something, but I can't do that because somebody who I absolutely love watching in Australia is Sam Time. He cracks me up because I almost did want to do Scott Time, but then I was like, no, I'd be stealing from Sam Time. If you know what I'm talking about, just look it up on YouTube. He's hysterical, and he's the things that he comes up with are just. He's a genius in my book. So did your homework like a good little. Okay, yeah. Make sure because I'm protecting your name, Boogie Man. I almost slipped, but you don't want to be 40-something years old doing a YouTube channel and not having any success at. So make sure you do your homework on it. So Halloween Myers Fan 2004, you have a dead ringer that should be coming in this. Well, I'll tell you what, definitely want to see some videos or photos of it. There's no doubt about that. I know what Jimmy Falco has shared with us here lately, and Mike, if you're still with us, the photos that he's been sharing, the photo shoots that he's been doing, basically doing a lot of replica scenes from Halloween 1. That dead ringer, granted, I believe JC basically did the retool and the painting and stuff and all that, but Nick knocked it out of the park with that dead ringer. There's no doubt about it. It's just a mask on its own. There's no doubt about it. So you have a Halloween Man from Nick proudly displayed beside your John Carpenter autograph. Yeah, here's a cute little story. My first independent mask, which is obviously the NHK, it's right by my bed where I sleep at night. Not on the Myers topic, but what camera would you recommend for someone on a budget to start off with YouTube? What camera would I recommend? Honestly, your chances are you have a smartphone with a camera. It's already free if you think about it. You've got a camera right there. I always tell that to everyone because if you are on a budget, and I understand a budget, yes, I start with your phone because what can help if you want to take the next step up, get a tripod. Get a tripod for your phone. I'm serious. A tripod works wonders. And if you want to do better audio, chances are your phone has obviously a headset, and even if you get like me with the newer ones where they get away with them, you have a microphone with your headset. You're going to have better audio right there. So there you go. You start off with an affordable budget because let's face it, most phones today shoot in 4K. And with YouTube, you really don't need 4K. You really don't because it compresses it down to 1080p anyways at the lowest. I mean, I have my phone shoots in 4K and I have a little action camera that shoots in 4K, but I never really hardly use them for video because I don't need it for YouTube. I love it, but I don't need it. It takes up so much storage and a lot of memory too on your computer. So if you want something cheap, stick with your phone if you already have it. And if you want to go up the next one, believe it or not, those GoPros are awesome, especially if you do a lot of outdoor stuff. I miss using my GoPro. I used to use it all the time. But then, because you get up into like the DSLRs, which I use those quite a bit on my videos. Then you're really getting into some expensive stuff because there's some cameras out there that are $6,000 and there's some that are $50,000 because they're shooting in 8K. Now, see, I could go on and on and on about this. So, yeah, it gets you a little. Oh God, if you want to go above a foam, then it's the snap and shoot those cameras. But If you can get one with a viewfinder that flips over to where you can see what you're doing, that'll help out quite a bit. But I recommend your phone just to save some money. Okay. Try to make sure I haven't missed anything. All right, guys are with Nick's mask still? Okay. Oh, the Strangers movie? You know, it's funny, I haven't gone to see that yet. I was actually waiting for my girlfriend. We were wanting to plan to go see it together, but it's funny that I haven't gone to see it because the first one I loved, and she's probably seen the original one probably 100 times. She loves that movie, and yet I live probably 2 minutes away from a movie theater that has it. I try not to go by Rotten Tomatoes, but I guess they weren't really big on it. So, but that's Rotten Tomatoes. But yeah, I got to see it. Boogie Man, you haven't seen the first one? You haven't seen the first Strangers? Oh my God, you are missing out. That is a killer movie. I'm not ignoring you, the YouTube. I'm just trying to focus on this guy. So, I think you guys might know what I'm talking about. Here's something shocking. Apparently, Justin Mabry commented on something of mine. Yeah, Justin Mabry left a comment on a video of mine, apparently. Huh. That's interesting. Well, I'll respond later. This is more important. Where was I? I'm sorry. It caught my... I get notifications when I'm using Google Chrome on my computer, so notifications pop up to my right all the time. I'm sorry, I've been missing out on something. If you guys are having a good time chatting with each other, then good. I don't feel as bad. No, Justin doesn't come first. Trust me, he's got a family, and thank you, Justin Mabry, for your amazing masks in the creep and all that. I want to say something nice. Sometimes he's got a lot of stuff on his hand. No, I'm not. The thing of it is, if I read it, yeah, it's YouTube. It may bump me out of here, and since I'm new to live streaming, I'm not bumping it out. I've been trying. Okay, I've been trying to get in touch with Tots. Okay, I've been trying to find out ways to do reviews for their masks. You know, that's what. If it doesn't show by now that I'm trying to get reviews on a more serious level, then maybe I'm not doing a good enough job. So I've been trying to reach out to Trick or Treat Studios. I've sent emails. And sometimes you just have to keep on sending emails after emails, and someone may respond. And I may be wrong, but there was one particular Tots video that I did that one of I guess one of the big guys from Tots said, hey, do you mind if we use your video, blah, blah, blah. But I don't know. I'm trying not to think about what the hell I'll read it later. If anything, the next time I do a live chat, I'll say something. But chances are here I am talking about it, and maybe Justin saying, hey, great video. You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to put him down. I'm just saying I went through all this for nothing. It was probably just saying, hey, great video. I should check out AJ Good since he's been doing reviews. AJ doesn't live that far from me. He lives in, Chillicothe, which it's about a little over an hour from where I live. I actually have subscribed to his channel. Oh my God. That guy has, I'm seeing something on my screen here. So hopefully I didn't lose you guys. Yeah, I'm seeing, if I'm sounding, yeah, the Wheel of Death or whatever, it was spinning. So, let's see, AJ Good. So what video was it on? I'll see if I can. It was Dead Nate. Yeah, it was Dead Nate. Because I was busy. Usually when I post a video, there's some days like yesterday when I uploaded the video when Rick Ramby came over to my house Sunday trying to help out the promotion of the live podcast. And yeah, naturally I was slammed with comments. And what the hell was I thinking? But anyways, that day when I had uploaded the Dead Nate, somebody had pointed out that such and such from Trick or Treat Studios basically, and I apologize, I can't remember who pointed it out to me. Oh, you just found Justin's comment? Okay. But yeah, pointed out that one of the head honchos from Tots basically was asking me more or less if they could put that video or whatever on something, and I'm thinking, I wish you guys would respond to my emails, but oh well. It may take some time. Sometimes if you work hard for something, you never know. Okay, so it was you lost for a second, but just refresh this, guys. Okay. Okay. Just Sicky Mickey. I had a review channel once. I got stuff stored into the company to be in the site. Huh. Yeah, I know. The hate comments. I had to deal with one today. And I basically tried to sound as respectful and professional by stating, and I will say it right now, and a lot of you guys can vouch me, you know, comment section's there for everyone to have an opinion. The way I look at my comment section, I want everybody to have an opinion, and I want for us to help each other educate on things that, even when there's things that I don't know everything. God, I don't know anything. 2 + 2 is 5, for an example. So every once in a blue moon, yeah, you get some hateful comment. So I have to make it very clear, look, everybody can have a discussion and everybody can leave comments. I just want us to respect one another, you know, make more or less have a democracy, listen to one another. Well, he had a rude comment about something, and he was pointing a direction towards somebody else, and I just basically, let's put it this way, when somebody insults my viewers, my subscribers, I'm going to warn them once. You do it again, they're blocked. Naturally, after that happened, the person shut up. So, yeah. You guys, anybody who's new to my channel, or if they want to poke at me, laugh at me, that's fine. I can take it. But when they start insulting you guys, no, they're gone. So, I think I'd shut them up. Let's see. You found Justin's comment. Oh, so you went on Halloween Man. He beat me to it. So he did leave a comment. Did he say that he worships the ground I walk on? That's not true. Yeah, some people are well, you know, that's a subject I know that's just. I try my best to not even bring up that subject, but you know, that's just, it's the world we live in. I just, you know, speaking of UFOs, I think one of the main reasons why we don't see a lot of aliens as a whole, because they see how human beings act. They do. They see how we act, and if as with racism in this world, when foolish individuals, when blindly foolish individuals judge someone because they have a different skin tone, yeah, that's why we don't see a lot of aliens come down here, because they know how we would react towards them, probably being green or purple. Yeah, I'll never understand it, and I never will. Even sci-fi shows and movies, they try to show us how stupid we are by racism, because, like Star Wars, for an example, you have races of genders and aliens, and they all seem to get along just fine. Speaking of UFOs, have you seen the X-Files? I used to watch it back in the day. I haven't seen any of the newer stuff because I used to love watching. I think it was on every Sunday night back in the day. But the reason why I haven't really watched it is because I get so busy anymore with my own YouTube stuff, and then I try to get caught up with everybody else's, and if it's not on Netflix and if I don't find it on YouTube, sadly, that's why. Yes, the human race can be ridiculously stupid sometimes. Yes, yes. A lot of you guys out there that are intelligent enough. Yeah. No, see, that's another thing, too. I try everything in my power to... And my son, he's not colorblind because he loves art. So he sees all the colors in the world. So maybe I guess that's not the best way of putting it. But that's just it. Race is not about a color. It's about racism is about stupidity, I guess. Yeah, I've had too many friends in my life with all different nationalities from all around the world, and once you get to know people for who they are, as we are as human beings, I forget really. I don't even think about the fact that we have a different skin tone. You know what? Do you know what I mean? I get to know people for who they are. I don't care about, I just love art. I appreciate art, and I love all shades of gray. I guess that's the best way to put it. Let's see. The theme song is so all for the X-Files. Has it changed any? The new theme song? Because as soon as I heard you say that, I'm hearing the X-Files from back in the day. God, Roseanne tonight was awesome. Sorry, I got to thinking about that. My girlfriend made sure that I watched the new Roseanne, and I'm glad I did. That's probably the first time I watched regular TV in a while. Are we all caught up with something now? I guess so. Or am I all caught up with something? But anyway, you were the last one to say some stuff here. I think everybody's getting to the point where they're going to bed, or it's starting to calm down. It is getting late for some of us, so. Well, yeah. You were saying, obviously, with the whole stupid thing we're at, I'm assuming with the, Boogie Man, you just gotta, I guess, look by it and all that with the stupidity of race. It's just stupid. Jacob Hatton. Hey, Greek speak kills. Yes. I hate the guys with the car with no sense of humor. How long has been together? Let's see. Renee and I, we have been. I know I can't see. God, if she's watching this or watch later, Renee, everybody, there's enough Renees in the world. We have been together. Oh God, I'm in trouble now. I hope she doesn't watch this because she likes to watch from. Well, for her, she's like, well, why would I leave comments when I'm right? You guys know what I mean. I don't understand why she doesn't leave comments, but because she'll talk to me on the phone about it. We started dating on March 15th. I want to say it's been 5 years now, and I'm probably going to catch hell if I'm wrong about the number. But she doesn't do the videos because she's just doesn't. It's not her thing. And I think she's a little shy about it, and she just likes to stay out of it and all that, which is cool. She loves the horror genre. She really does. In fact, I promised her one of these days Freddy Krueger's her favorite. And one of these days she's going to have like a Freddy Krueger bust ordeal, at least a decent mask. So one of these days she'll have her, or as I call it, her, if any of you guys out there don't know, Robert Englund and I share the same birthday, so. But yeah, she loves the horror genre, but yeah, she just, maybe someday I'll get her in behind the camera, but her kids, her youngest one, loves YouTube. Apparently he wants to do his own YouTube channel. So, but it's music is what he wants to do it for. So I'm trying to encourage him to do it, but he's shy. Oh well. Let's see. Boogie Man. You can call me John since it's okay. All right. Okay, Jonathan. It's been hard. Okay. Hey, Tyler. How's it going, man? You are joining. We were about ready to say, where the hell has Tyler been at now? No, you're not getting me in trouble. The one thing that's awesome about Renee, she doesn't hold a grudge long. But, you know, I'm just thinking traditionally. You've been together with your miss for 11 years, going on 12. Well, you guys might as well just go ahead and start planning your retirement now, you know. You've been together since the 9th grade. Well, kudos there. So you guys obviously know each other well enough, so. How many of you guys out there have supportive girlfriends or even possibly wives or fiancés? In other words, every once in a while I hear someone say, my girlfriend, they think what I'm doing is, you know, they don't like the horror stuff. But, you know, and then you get the ones that they love it. So, in other words, do you have your supportive, you know, roles, your better halves on this? See, a lot of people are joining, which is good. Everyone stumbles across this channel before midnight. Yeah, I noticed that. I used to have to work extremely early hours, and I always felt bad when the next day when there's like comments left, and then I'm like, well, I couldn't answer. But then I started thinking, you know what? Everybody here is mature enough. They realize we all have things that we have to do, and we can't answer these questions all the time. She's entirely supportive. Oh, she feeds my horror addiction. Well, that's great. That's great. I wish Jason Costa was here right now because he would definitely say that his wife she's a huge supporter of his addiction as well. Well, our addiction. So, because what was it? He sent me a video the other day from his phone, and he's getting back into collecting things again. And he has this projector screen that was going down, and I couldn't quite figure out what it was. And then I had to, when it finally got to the point where I realized it was a projector screen, I was like, there, I said, Jason, how big is that? It's a 135-inch projector screen. Could you imagine watching movies like that in your own living room? Jiminy. Yeah, Jonathan, you're single. Well, you are so... You're going to stay strong. You know what? You got a girl in your class that likes you. You're scared at... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We got an individual here that has... You got a crush. You basically have a crush on this girl, but you're scared at... Just do it. Just do it. Seriously. Just be yourself and ask her out. We all crawl out of the night. Yeah. You know what? If this continues to go well enough, and I know you guys will get it, I'm going to have to put my computer by my coffee maker. 11:29? Yeah, well, 11:30. Yeah, we're on the same time. Yeah, you live in the East Coast. That's right. Yep, 135 inches. You know what's funny? I've got in my living room, and I do not. Thank God the plasmas are done with, but I've got the 60-inch, plasma TV. I don't recommend them because the glass are so heavy to move. And I thought that screen was big enough at one time. Now, ironically, I watch more TV on smaller screens. Well, I will watch a lot of my YouTube. Like if I watch your guys' videos, I always feel bad because I watch YouTube on my TV and you can't leave comments there. But then here recently, they updated it, and apparently you can, but you have to take your phone, and I don't know. But but most of the time I find myself watching TV in my bedroom if I am, and it's a smaller TV, and I for some reason enjoy it more. See, you got a holy 200. Do you watch TV like this? That is wow. Yeah, she's right. Who wants coffee? You want coffee? You guys want coffee? You guys want? You want coffee? You want coffee? You guys want coffee? That was hysterical. Yeah, the worst thing that can happen is just she'll say no, and you know what? If that, you move on to the next one. That's for sure. Yeah, just John, just do yourself a favor, and this is not an insult to us hobbyists. When you talk to her or ask her out, don't wear any of the masks. I'm not insulting our hobby, but I think she might appreciate if she actually sees your face. So it might be easier, because I understand. I used to be very shy around girls too, and I felt like maybe if I had a mask on to ask someone out, it would probably be a lot easier. But don't do it. Let's see. You're gonna make some tea. Well, tea, unsweetened tea. Yeah, Renee, she's like, oh, I don't know how you can do that. I'm used to it. Let's see. You watch sports on it. Oh, where'd you go? It jumped real quick. Yeah, I could imagine. Now, I mentioned I'm not big into sports, but I used to watch football a lot. I could imagine on a... yeah, that's... If you're watching college football, I guess a 200-inch screen would be perfect for that. No, don't wear your Halloween 4 mask. I mean, now, however, if she's into horror, then you could just reel her in. Reel her in with your H4 mask. She'll probably love it. And say your Uber ride is here. Get it? Yeah. Oops. I got something on my screen. How, Uber. Is that like big everywhere now? The whole Uber thing? Because I hear about it a lot, but I don't know if people use it a lot around here. I have no idea. So is anyone, other than the general information that's been going on with the, let's see, oh, wait a minute. Have you guys ever tried Skip or the dishes? I don't think we have that here. No, I don't think we have that here. We have, what is it, Uber? There's something else too, I forget. I can't remember the name of it. I guess they're affiliated with each other. I'm saying Uber and I can't think the other name, and I guess they're affiliated with each other. That made a lot of sense, huh? Yeah, well, the fact that I've heard taxi companies really did not like Uber. I don't know. I've just seen something about it. Oh, you know what? Now I know what they have around here for food service. DoorDasher, that's what it is. Because I guess they used to be, or they started out in the West Coast, like San Francisco, and now they have DoorDash here, where it's like people will have food delivery. Traditionally, I know pretty much all of us can agree, traditionally we've had pizza delivery. Now you've got independent individuals that are, you can order, I guess, have it on your phone. You're like, well, I want McDonald's delivered to your home or whatever. And they'll just order food for the McDonald's, or I don't know. And somebody goes, picks up McDonald's and takes it to their home. We are getting lazy, people. Actually, I'm guilty. I know I'm getting lazier about some things. Yeah, my girlfriend, the business that she does, she runs a restaurant, and actually a few restaurants, her and her sister, and it's pretty successful. And DoorDash comes to them quite a bit. In other words, they're constantly dealing with the employees or self-employed employees picking up food through DoorDash. It keeps them pretty busy. I know I'm getting busy. I should have spoke for myself on that one, because to this very day, my favorite invention still is the remote control. Yep, I'll admit it. That's still my favorite invention. And to even prove a point that I'm even lazier than I was 10 years ago, yeah, I got to the point where I remember saying, you know, putting a DVD or Blu-rays. It was like, man, I wish I could find a way just to get it over there. You know, like, but thanks to streaming, I don't even have to get up off of my you-know-what to go over there to put something on the tray. What are your must-watch movies that you sure... Well, this is an easy one. My must-watch movies. Yes, to this very day, I will still, at least 3 times a year, I still watch the original Halloween at least 3 times a year, all the way through. Lift, that's right. That's what it's called. Tyler, did H1, you too? Yeah, there's just something about that movie. It's kind of like, okay, here we go. I've heard others say it. It's even documented. The one movie that's perfect from the beginning to the end is Back to the Future. Okay? For us horror fans, I felt that H1 was perfect from the beginning to the end. Okay? Everything about it. There may have been parts of the movie that has a little, like, dead air time. But you know what? That's what makes it what it is. You know what I mean by dead air? There's like a radio. Or like right now, if I didn't say anything for a minute. Dead air. But there's something about H1 that had that perfect beginning, perfect ending. And everything in between was just a comfort zone. So that's one of the main reasons why I love Halloween, the original one. Yeah, I've been asked from a few people to do reviews on Halloween, you know, what's my favorite to the worst, okay? And I've been trying to figure out ways to do it. I'm like, and my response, and I'm obviously saying it right here on YouTube, I believe it or not, I haven't wanted to do my thoughts, my reviews on it because I feel like it's beating a dead horse. There's been so many other videos out there like it, and if you've done it, I'm not insulting it. I don't feel like why everybody else has done it, and I think that in a sense I've kind of already have showed my. Well, I don't want to say that there's any Halloween that I hated or disliked because as time goes by, each one I kind of have a different aspect or a different point of view. It's like as I age, there's certain maturities of the film that I enjoy about it now that I didn't like about certain ones in the past. So it's really hard for me to say which one that I didn't like, you know. But like I said earlier, but the one that I just got frustrated with was Halloween 6. That out of all of them, and not including Rob Zombies, but the Halloween 6 just frustrated the hell out of me because I really felt like they were not making up their mind when they were making that film. So, Tyler, we were actually talking about H3 earlier. Yeah, it's a film all on its own. Jonathan did a review revisiting his. I'm sorry, Boogie Man 2200. He did a review recently on his Trick or Treat trio here recently, and we were talking about it. To see, see, Michael was dead air in the entire film. Yeah, I get. Well, he was breathing now. I have a sound bit from Michael breathing, and I absolutely love it. I use it as much as I can. So I love that little. There's something about that. It's if you guys okay, I've got to find it somewhere. It's Student Bodies. I've got a little poster print of it. Oh, if you have never seen Student Bodies, it's a spoof on horror films. It's a comedy. It's cheesy, and the killer. It's the killer. It's awesome. He I don't know if I should read it or not, but he even does some purposely over the limits of heavy breathing in it in parts in like the beginning of the movie, and you can't help but think they were trying to kind of make fun of not Michael Myers because you hear him like it's. I recommend Student Bodies if you've never seen it. It's available on DVD or whatever or Blu-ray. It's a classic. I have never talked about. I think I talked about it with Andrew in Australia, and he's just not a fan of those kind of films. You know, to each its own. But Student Bodies, you guys got to check it out. It's hysterical. Now I want to watch it. It's been a while. Your guilty, Tyler's guilty pleasure is Jason Takes Manhattan. We were talking about that earlier. But you know what? If that's the movie that's, hey, you know what? If you enjoy it, that's all that matters. If you got to watch it all the time. See. I told first you have, Halloween, your original one, Halloween 3, The Thing. Groundhog Day. Oh, God, yes. The Strangelings. Have, Masterpiece 3. You hear is L. Tyler, love H3. I actually didn't like H3 in a long time recently. I've grown, yeah. Have you guys, by any chance, have seen the movie? I'm sure a lot of you have. And if you have, When a Stranger Calls, the beginning of that movie is awesome. Mike, you didn't like Halloween? Yeah. See, I think a lot of us were like that. I know as a kid I couldn't stand that movie. I could not stand Halloween 3 because a lot of us felt the same way. We were ticked off. You know, when you step back and think about it now, you're like, well, it kind of makes. I mean, I understand why they did it, why John and Deborah wanted to do what they were doing, but I think about it now. I'm like, well, obviously you have Dr. Loomis. We have probably everybody's one of our favorite scenes with Michael with the blood. You know, I now I think of Terry's the damn Warlock with blood tears. Now I can't think of the, but so it makes sense. You got Michael Myers basically, you know. Let's give credit where credit's due. Where Dick Warlock has to walk down that hallway in flames. He goes to crisp. He's a crispy critter like Ben Tramer. So naturally he can't come back into Halloween 3. You know, I think of that now, so it makes sense. Oh, we got to hear him out. This new movie named Hush is actually pretty okay. Hush. Is Hush by any chance... Was Hush on Netflix? I know I'm a Netflix junkie, but for some reason that rings a bell. I haven't, I'm going to have to check it out now. I have not seen it. Yes, Ben got destroyed. Hey, I heard that the Ben Tramer hair on the Trick or Treat studio is actually mole hair. That from that girl I was talking about earlier. She in the video she talks about how she called she called Tots, and she wanted to find out, or however it was, she wanted to find out the hair about Ben Tramer, and apparently it is mole hair. So that's pretty interesting. Oh, yeah, the Tucker and Dale versus Evil. That is hysterical. It's been on Netflix, I think. As long as I've had Netflix, it seems like it's still on there. That movie is hysterical. But Hush, seriously, if somebody's answered and I've missed it. Okay, it is. Okay, yeah, I'll have to check it out. There's another one that I have not seen yet, and it's on HBO, and I guess it was critically acclaimed, or was it whatever? Oh, crap. Why do I mention this stuff and I can't even think of the movies? Okay, I just seen the comment that Justin had. I was on my phone there. He just says, thanks. Wow. If none of you know, or if you're, I think all of you know exactly what I'm saying right now. When I stated earlier that Justin, I just seen it on my phone, the comment. You're welcome, Justin. Thanks for reading my emails. Nah, never mind. I don't want to sound like a jerk there. But I can't think of that darn movie. It's on HBO. Yeah. Is it Get Out or something like that? Apparently, it's like it was a great movie or something like that. It's supposed to be scary, and I've not watched it yet. Ooh. You know, actually, when it comes to Halloween 3, the one thing that I look for in the movie, which I've seen it plenty of times, is when they're like, I guess when you say the showroom floor at the the silver shamrock at the factory, I always I want to pause it to see the other Don Postmaster in the background. Yeah, Get Out. That's what it was. Okay. Yeah, I have not watched that yet. You know, the day I decide to sit down and watch it, HBO will no longer have it on there. The main character is very likable. Get Out? Okay. So Hush and Get Out, those are two movies I got to check out, definitely. Actually, I was going through my old Blu-rays and DVDs the other day, and one I haven't watched in a while. The remake, and I'm not a huge fan of remakes. Because the reason why is because myself, I'm always trying to think of something new to do. And so when I see remakes, I'm kind of like, oh, come on. But however, the remake of the, like I said, I was just kind of trying to figure out something I haven't watched in a while. But the remake of The Evil Dead, are any of you guys a fan of that one, the remake of The Evil Dead? I'm always going to enjoy the original one. But I got to admit, there was something, it was obviously a lot more evil looking, I guess you could say, Evil Dead. Well, Tyler, your battery's on 100%. We will talk to you later because you're going to need that for an alarm probably later. Yeah, the original Evil Dead movies. You know what I loved about the Evil Dead, and this is from my it's going to be from the camera point of view. The originality of the fact that they did the simple thing by basically strapping a camera to a 2x4 and using that as a, running, that's genius. Oh, you just downloaded Shudder? You're going to be hooked on it. You're going to love Shudder TV. I wish I could remember that little, it's like the very first episode of, I wish I could get it on my computer. Because when I look it up on my phone, it automatically wants to go to the app, and I try to download the app, and it's for some reason it takes forever tonight because I'm doing a live stream. I know that's why. Yeah, the Evil Dead, the original. My son, he loves the Evil Dead 2. I think it has a lot to do with the puppeteering that we naturally see in Evil Dead 2, and it's more slapstick comedy, I think. And my son, like I stated earlier, he's autistic, and he loves, and I do too, I don't care, Muppets are cool as hell. The Muppets are cool as hell. And I think that's why he likes Evil Dead 2, because of the puppeteering and all that. So if no one likes Muppets or puppets, then I'm not going to be happy at you. I'm trying to find that TV series thing that they put on Shudder. It's awesome. And you guys, I know, would love it. Just go to the website. Don't go to the app, please. Or don't make me try to download the app. Really? The Core. There we go. When you guys watch anything on Shudder TV, and John, when you start checking out Shudder TV, check out The Core. It's like kind of like a guy who interviews individuals that were in other horror movies. In the first one, Daniel Harris is on there. In the first episode, they talk about Halloween. And you will see, I kid you not, I had to take a screenshot of it. One of the masks that's in The Core, the first episode, is one of Nick Malpagano's. You could clearly see an NHK that they have there. So I thought that was really cool. Go get some. Hey, John, can you go get me some coffee? Let's see. Who saw the Tots Chamber math? Oh, you were asking there. Okay. Dean Knight 33. Hey, how's it going? Yes, Daniel Harris is. Yeah. Yeah. Do you want? Oh, yeah. Actually, I do. I take creamer in my, well, half and half of my coffee, just a little bit. Here's a little. I can't believe somebody asked me that the other day. Well, what? How do you put your creamer in your cup in your coffee? I started laughing. How do I put? I pour it in there. But yeah, I know I've dwelled on Shutter. Trust me, they're not getting. I'm not getting paid to. Hey, Shutter, if you're watching this, if you need some sponsor, I should do a video on Shutter TV. See, going to get some tea. I hope you're still here when I get back. If you're not, thanks for the stream. I don't know. Guys, if you're getting tired or whatever. I mean, this is really fun. I'm glad I did this. I really am. Okay, let's give credit. I'm going to give credit where credit's due. Sean Cadillac, he kept on saying you need to do a live stream. And maybe if any of you said that here too, I do apologize. It's just I've been talking a lot again with Sean here lately. So you can still hear me? Okay. Now. I couldn't have done it anyways. It would have been fun if I was doing this live stream. Now that I think about it, I don't think it'd be possible. No, I couldn't because this camera on the computer couldn't do it. But it would have been so fun if I would have had my green screen up. And if, I don't know, there's no way I could have done it. I don't have that kind of, no, shoot, never mind. I was thinking about, in my head, I was visualizing doing a green screen behind me the whole time. That would be really cool, but I really don't have that kind of equipment to give you that visual thing right now. So that's all post-production. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that. Yeah, this is nice. I love doing editorials, which you guys probably know by now. But I got to admit, doing something like this where I'm not editing, not bad. Ooh, what do I do? There we go. Have you guys, by any chance, seen anything? I know I see one trailer, but any of you planning on seeing the new Avengers this summer? And another reason why I want to get to this, kind of like a two-part question. I brought it up in one particular talking about Halloween, and I've been trying to find out more about it. And I got to thinking the other day, the perfect timing, if they're going to have in the movie theaters, the perfect timing to have a trailer for the Halloween would be in May. And if you want to think about it, the reason why, what is the biggest time of the year for blockbuster movies? Summer, May. So when would be the best time to have a trailer in the movie theaters? May. So yes, I definitely highly suggest for Blumhouse to have a trailer in the movie theaters at May. And I want it to be a teaser. And at the end of the trailer, and you guys can quote me on this now, at the end of the trailer, like the last 5 seconds of it, that's when I want to hear John Carpenter's music. Kind of a transitional blend of that music. We kind of hear it through the whole trailer, but at maybe the last 10 seconds, that's when we really hear that punch, that where we're sitting in the movie theaters and we're watching the trailer and we're just staring at it. We don't want anybody touching us when we're watching that trailer, and we know what we're seeing. We're kind of wanting to see that mask. But then at the last, I'm going to say 10 seconds, that's when we hear John Carpenter's Halloween music. And you know as well as I do, as soon as you hear that music, you're going to be like, hell yeah! I mean, you're going to be all excited about it. So that is what I want in May for a damn trailer. I want to see a trailer in the theaters, and I want it to be just like what I said. So if that does happen, you mark my words. Now watch, I'll be completely wrong. They won't even show it. You've been following me since 2009. Holy crap. No, wait a minute. Not following me. Been following it since 2000. I'm sorry. Because I don't think I really put... I totally read that wrong. I do apologize. Someone stole a picture of Nick's mask and said they were the set of Halloween. Yeah. Yeah, there's certain things about that sort of thing that kind of takes me off. Oh, you know, you just missed out. John, you just missed out. That girl that you liked, she was on here. She'll be back. No. But let's see. There was when somebody was mentioning earlier John Moran, or asking me about John Moran. There was somebody on Facebook, and I'm respecting the fact that he's just kind of new to the whole thing, and when he was reading, he couldn't understand why would they have Jamie Lee Curtis and Nick Castle come back, but not have the actual guy who played Michael Myers. And I was really confused about that. I'm like, huh? So I tried to explain to him that the guy that we seen, you know, that was not Michael Myers. He just had a few moments in the Halloween movie. And I felt bad for him because some people were kind of bashing him on it because, I mean, he was kind of new to it. So I hate that when certain things like that happen. And we all know a certain website that happens a lot. So I just do. I feel sorry for people that are just getting into it when they're just asking questions. And yeah. So yeah, when certain things like that happen, like things getting ripped off, people that are just asking questions, I feel bad for them. Number one, let's say rule number one of a horror movie, John: never say I'll be back. This is true. Speaking of that kind of thing that you mentioned there, I was educated on something here recently on the ghost face mask, and I thought it was pretty cool. I love learning something new on this. The ghost face mask, apparently, if it's more of an authentic ghost or the mask from a certain production, it'll smell like vanilla. And if you don't get that aroma, apparently it's not an authentic ghost face mask from a company. I don't know. But I thought that was pretty interesting. Yes. Hey, John, have you ever felt sorry for Toby? I mean, I love Michael. I love the character of Michael Scott, but there was times I felt so sorry for Toby. Oh boy. You know what, guys? I think it's 12 o'clock midnight, and I am going to. Now that I think about it, I'm going to be on here about 5 more minutes because I've got an appointment tomorrow morning. So in the next 5 minutes, Pam, yes. She's apparently going to be on a new TV, because when I was watching Roseanne, I seen a trailer for a movie that she's in. You wonder if Tots, okay. Here's something. I know I said about 5 more minutes. You guys might find this kind of interesting or somewhat funny. Last week, I spoke briefly with Nick Nagmask, and came up with, I at times, believe it or not, I try to talk with Nick that's unmasked related because he's so busy all the time, as we all know. But I couldn't help but bring up the fact if he's, what does he expect for himself when, obviously, after we see the mask from the movie theater and all that, are you prepared for it? And he actually asked me, he goes, have you seen anything on it yet? I was like, no, Nick, no one has. The only people that seen it were the individuals that were in production of Halloween. And even Nick Castle, it seems like he'll give us ideas of what the movies are, but he won't say anything about the mask. But I just thought it was funny from, Nikos Dreseos, the famous Nag mask, when he said to me, have you seen anything on it yet? I just thought that was kind of funny. Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, if there's anything out, any of you guys right now, 7 of us watching, I know it's getting late. If any of you have anything interesting that you wanted to, I hate to make it sound like that, but, it's kind of like one of those last minute things. But if Tots, I don't know. It would be another licensing issue because that Lord knows that there are the whole licensing thing. That's what makes it such a pain in the butt, because even I try my best not to say H2 or certain names when I'm doing unboxings, because if a certain company wanted to, they could try to get me for saying things under copyright issues, believe it or not. Yes. Yes, Tony, yeah. Tony Moran, I tell you what, hell, as far as I'm concerned, we've all been in Halloween more than he has. Let's put it that way. Yes, apparently Fox News bashed the new Halloween movie. Yes, did you guys see that post? I try to share anytime Nick Castle posts something on Twitter. I get notified. And even I guess he had his phone showing that on the news, or Fox. Oh, whatever. Yeah, that's what cracks me up. You would think by now, after 40 years, Halloween would get a lot more respect from, people out there that want to make fun of the horror franchise. Halloween deserves a hell of a lot of respect. There's no doubt about it. Yes. Nick tried to get us all recently with a trivia question. It was obviously him. I think it was Nick Castle, Tommy Lee Wallace, and now I think about it, I can't think of the other person sitting there, because Nick was asking, do you recognize any of these faces? And the third person, I couldn't recognize them, so I'm bad at that. Yeah, she should be Michael's first victim. I wonder if there is going to be someone in that film that you just can't wait till Michael kills. What if he doesn't kill anybody? I shouldn't have said that. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. You guys, you have permission to slap me. Yes, definitely. Halloween was horror like Metallica was. Yes. I don't even. I would rather listen. I have got to find a VCR because I want to watch Halloween again on VHS. I really do. The reason why I say that is because when you watch Halloween on Blu-ray, when one of the great scenes towards the end there, when obviously Nick Castle's coming out from behind the door there with the shape with the shoulder, with the Blu-ray you don't get to see that light turn up. When like Dean Cuddy, when he wanted to have the fade of the light turn up on the mask, the Blu-ray you don't get to really see that. When you watch it like on tape, on linear tape with VHS tape, at least you get to see that. And that's one thing I can remember the most when I seen it in the movie theaters when I was a kid. That scene, of course, the famous signature, the money shot where Nick Castle sits up. It's scared the hell out of me when I was a little kid. But I want to watch Halloween again on VHS because I want to see that fade of that light go up on that mask again. Yeah, Michael. Yeah, you know what? I'll go ahead and repeat it, and that way you guys can be mad at me. And then the next Halloween movie, instead of Michael killing a few people, he's going to go around. He's actually going to apologize to people. He is, instead of I just want to apologize for killing your brother or killing your sister, and then he's got it's a redemption after 40 years. So that's how they're going to end Halloween. He's going to go around apologizing. At the end, Nick Castle's going to take off the mask, and it'll be Nick Castle's face, and then that's it. So that's how it's going to be. Sorry. Yes, it is. Oh yeah, the perfect aging of that mask when Dick Warlock got to wear that mask. That's one thing I miss doing when I made my videos. When I do videos, I kind of miss doing the certain things like I did at one point, where I would wear the masks and I would try to find different lighting. Because let's face it, that's what sells that damn mask, is the lighting, the shading, and everything else. And I try to do everything I can not to make it look too fake, but just to give it so everyone can see it, what it looks like under different lighting. And of course, naturally put some cool stuff in it. But I kind of miss doing that sort of thing. But I don't financially, I don't still have the money to go out and buy all these masks all the time, so I can't really do it as much. But the last one that I did, just basically wearing that Warlock mask again, where I was able to take advantage of this background and some certain lightings. Even when I was watching, I was like, man, that's what I missed about in H2, was the certain effects that mask had with the light. Yes, that scene right there with the needle, the way he's got that. What is it about a damn mask, a white mask that we all fell in love with? It's amazing. Yes. Lori's going to be talking for him. That would be his. The thing of it is, between the real sense of humor of Jamie Lee Curtis and Nick Castle, I would love to. That would make it perfect. At the end, okay, when we eventually buy the DVD or the Blu-rays or whatever, I want to see bloopers. I would love to see bloopers of the new Halloween movie. And just like Lori will be the talker, we just have. Yes, that's it. I'm going to start a vote right here. Who wants to see bloopers of the new Halloween film that we haven't even seen yet? Because I really would love to see J.B. Lee and Nick Castle just cracking it up. Let's see. If you had the money, Scott, I'd say if a mask of. Let's see. If I had the money to buy masks, right, anything, in other words, if money wasn't an option, I would. I think I would continuously bother my three favorites out there. Nick. It's like the Terry, Nick, and Nick. And I know there's other great ones out there, so I apologize. I should say more, but actually, I'm really curious to see what those guys are going to do. I'm just going to use those three names. And if you guys have any other suggestions of your favorite mask makers, please feel free to educate me. I would love to see what's going on in Nick Malpagano, Terry Lambert's head, and of course Nick and Grease, Nag Mask. What are they thinking about what they're going to do about the new, Nick's so damn busy with the Dead Ringer, though. I don't know. So, but I have a feeling Nick and Grease, and I'm sorry. I want to give Martin Pena. That young man's definitely going to be impressing the hell out of us here in the future, because he hasn't been sculpting that long, and what he's been doing now, and it looks like he's working on an H1. So yeah, it's amazing how they do this. Yes, I should go to Party to buy a mask. We actually have, I forget the name of it. It's pretty much like Party City. I'll go there and buy a mask. Back December 28th. I've heard right now that it's taken up to 10 months right now to get a Dead Ringer, because he's that busy with those orders. Which I'm not surprised. I'm really not surprised. I sometimes I don't envy Nick. I really don't. Could you imagine? You know, he's down there in that mask pit, and he's making all these masks at other different orders, and you're going to have some individuals that are messaging him, "Hey, I don't mean to bother you, but is my mask almost ready?" I know. Look, I'm there too. I get impatient. I get excited to get mine too. Yes, he has a lot of work, and I'll tell you what. I'll tell you guys this now. I was going to keep it a secret, not necessarily a secret, but hush hush. But I want to say this now because I'm really hoping that it'll still work out. This coming June, and Mike, I know you live out in New York. I don't know how close you live to what I'm about to say, but this coming June, I'm trying to plan a trip. I haven't really taken a vacation in a while, but I'm trying to plan a trip to go out to New York for a few days to Syracuse because I have been invited to meet a couple of people in Syracuse, and if that does happen, I'm going to be interviewing a couple people, possibly in the mask pit. So you never know. Oh, Taylor's taking the So if you guys don't see that video, then I didn't make it out there. Yep. I'm hoping that part of me was saying, well, maybe I shouldn't say anything. Maybe just the video itself will be a surprise. But then again, if I let you guys know, that might help encourage. I mean, I don't live that far from it's Syracuse because I want to drive out there. Because honestly, if I flew out to New York it would cost me so much because I've got equipment that I got to take out there, and with shipping, nah. And me and Renee will just drive out there. It'll probably take about 8.5 hours. So, but yes, I'm really looking forward to that. Yes, and Nick, and also someone else. Oh God, if I go into that mask pit, I'll tell you what. I mean, we all know it's just a basement, but still, it's gonna be obviously Nick and Jimmy Falco. I'm really looking forward to meeting those two guys. And Jimmy's made it very clear. Man, I can't wait till you get out of here. Jimmy is so cool. So, Mike, that's the reason why I said, Mike, I know you live in the general area, so I figured I would at least say that as well to you. So who never knows? Jimmy Falco? You don't know Jimmy Falco? Oh, come on, John. You know Jimmy Falco. Come on. Yes, shame on me. You're right. It's definitely where the magic happens. I have three masks from the mask pit. I should have known better. Oh, you were just okay. All right, you got me. So yes, now you guys have to hold it to me. But if I don't make it out there, I do apologize. But believe me, it's something that I really want to do. It's not like it's that big of a. I'm not saying what I'm doing is a big. I'll be excited as hell, but it's just getting to the point where I can get out there. With Jimmy, yes. Well, I'm friends with him on Facebook. I think all of us pretty much are friends with Jimmy on Facebook. If not, if you're on Facebook, obviously, you definitely owe it to yourself to at least send a friend request to Jimmy on Facebook. If you have any questions about pretty much anything, especially with Dom Post, Jimmy Falco is the man. He got so fascinated with the history of Dom Post. He's very knowledgeable about it. So I recommend Jimmy Falco when it comes to questions about Dom Post. In fact, I'm looking forward to sitting down with him to talk about that. And even he's agreed, yeah, let's get the cameras rolling and stuff like that. So that should be a pretty good video. I'm really looking forward to that. And even when I had the opportunity with Rick, Ramby, when he came over here, because he lives really close. Rick's such a nice guy, and he's learned a lot. So, hey Ellis, What did I miss? I'm sorry. Do. Yes, thank you. I really hope, fingers crossed. I mean, like I said, first of all, it's just like I just haven't had a vacation in a while. And granted, I'm pretty much gonna drive out there, probably stay for one day, and drive right back, that sort of thing. So, because I don't want to overstay my welcome. Because trust me, you'll know I overstayed my welcome when they never speak to me again. Oh, crap. Well, guys, like I said, I've got an appointment tomorrow. I think that 5 minutes lasted 15 minutes, so. So, seriously, I want to thank all of you guys for coming on here, making my first live video worthwhile. I'm definitely going to do this again. I want to try to schedule everything that I do in the future. Like, I think I may have said something recently that my goal is to try to have at least 2 videos every weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Like Saturday Eastern time, like 6 p.m., like, 6 and 6. So that's my other goal. I want to at least have at least 2 videos every weekend, and maybe every once in a while I'll throw one in the week. I mean, who's going to complain about that? But with the live videos, well, you guys made this so easy for me, so I thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And if anything, you could send me a message if you have any suggestions on how I could possibly do this better or whatever, because believe me, I'm new to this, and I could use all the advice in the world about it. So yeah, I really do appreciate it. I really do. So, yeah, it's about 20 after 12, and I really need to focus on getting some sleep. And some of you do too. So thank you all for coming on here. And every single one of you that's been on here, I know, has subscribed to my channel and vice versa. I appreciate all the comments you guys have been, been leaving and supporting and everything else. So, yes, I will definitely. This weekend, I hope I can give you guys, if you're having a bad week or if you're having a bad weekend, I hope these 2 videos will help make you laugh. So that's another goal of mine. So, guys, thanks a lot, and have a good rest of the week, and take care of yourself. And, oh, yeah, of course, we got that live stream coming up Saturday night. I'm not going to dwell on that. I've said it enough. I hope everything else has made sense about that live stream. It's almost 2 o'clock in the morning there. Jeez, you got to get to bed. All right, guys, I'll see you soon. I feel like I'm doing a video, you know what I mean? All right. All right, I'll see you guys later. And, yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to this live stream again. I had fun. Take care, guys. I don't even know how to turn it off, to be honest with you. I am such a rookie at this. Oh, here it goes. See you guys. Because I'm using that, whatever it was. Yeah, here it is. All right, I promise I'm shutting up. Bye.